Here we go, guys. This is the long-awaited return of my restored coins from PCGS. It's been quite a while. It took 6 months to get these back, but it took even longer because I have not been able to do a decent video on it. So I hope this turns out halfway decent, and we will dig into it. This is going to be basically a sequel to two other videos that I did. One was about a 1952 Kennedy half-dollar proof that I found that appeared to be cameo, in my opinion. But yeah, we've got a bunch of Franklin halves, a penny, a quarter, mostly proof stuff. I think it's all, no, some Morgans in here. But it's also going to be a little bit of my airing on my grievances with PCGS. Let's see if they've improved. Mainly, let's just see if the PCGS restoration is worth the cost. All right, let's dig into it. Okay, so in editing, I decided I'm just gonna go back and take some screen recordings of the original video, and I'll tell you what I was thinking and what the grade was that I thought. This one had milk spots on it, and I wanted to make sure those got cleaned off. And I thought this would be a 68, and also I thought it would have the FS 101, which is doubling in the lettering. So here we go. This was the first coin. 1962 proof Franklin. Came back a PR 67. This is about the restoration, so let's take a good close look at it here. But you can see there's still a milk spot right there on the jowl, back of his cheekbone there, jawbone, I guess. So, you know, did it come back perfect? No. And I guess, let me just tell you right up the front, I don't think it's worth it, because I can actually clean these better. I can restore them better than PCGS does. I'm sure they're sitting in a lab with tiny little things and blowing air on them or some BS, acetone probably, to get the stuff off. But you've seen my cleaning videos, and I don't get caught with my cleaning. I would just do it myself. Takes a couple minutes per coin, and it gets milk spots off most of the time. It gets pretty much everything off the way that I do it. MS70, that's the way I go. At any rate, it came back a 67, and it's a $46 coin. Now, the other thing is I did pay for a variety on this. I think it's a double die. At any rate, they didn't give me it. $46 coin. Cost $10 to do the restoration. At least it did back when I submitted them. I don't know what it costs now. Seriously, it's been almost a year since I submitted these. In fact, I think it has been almost exactly a year since I submitted these. So here's another 62. I thought this one was going to be the FS 901, which is a misplaced mint mark on the bell. I thought it was going to be a PR 68, and I gotta say I'm a little disappointed that I did this, because I really did like the toning on this coin. So this is the other one, 1962. Came back same grade, everything. You know, the stupid, honestly, check out how many scratches are on the front of this already, and that's not for me. I mean, these have been sitting in the box since I got them back. This one looks nicer as far as the holder. And same thing, same grade, $46 coin. Let me see. There was, as I was looking through these, some things I was not happy about. Maybe it's the next coin. This one's looking pretty good. And honestly, I'm thinking this was the one that I thought that D was on, but like I said, I went through the loop, or not the loop, I went through my scope and I checked it all out, and I don't see that D on there anymore. So I didn't have the scope at the time. I only had a loop, so my scope, I can get way in there, like 1500x or something. This next one is another 62. I did this one because I thought it was going to be Cameo and a PR 68. Okay, this is the last 62. And this one, I think I was hoping it'd be a Cameo, but they didn't give it to me. I mean, it's a pretty nice, but apparently not good enough for the Cameo. Same grade on it, also 67, so it's a $46 coin. This is where something, I could have swore I had this on 2 of them. Maybe I missed it. It's hard to see in this lighting, but right there on the bottom of the bar of the T, there's like a black spot. You can kind of see how big it is there. And the restoration did not get that off. And I honestly don't remember it being there. I mean, I didn't go back through the video before making this video, so I don't recall what they looked like, but I'll put up comparisons. See, that's a nice shot of it right there. Looks pretty Cameo, but I can kind of see why I didn't get the Cameo. I guess there's still a milk spot in his hair there too, right above the ear on his temple. So they didn't get rid of that black mark, and they didn't get rid of the milk spot on the obverse. Now, question is, would I have gotten a 68 otherwise? Probably not. Yeah, I don't know. At any rate, that's what I got. So this next one will be a 56 Franklin. I sent it in because I thought after cleaning it up, it would come out looking more like a Cameo, and I had it rated as a 67. Okay, next one here is a 1956 PR66. And this one I also was hoping was going to be a Cameo. I believe that's what my thinking was. Looking at it here now, I can, see why I would have thought that. Because a lot of these did not come back worth very much, and I would not have sent them in had I not thought that they were worth probably more than $100, to be honest. So not good enough to get a Cameo, basically. So yeah, it's a Type 2, 1956 PR66 Type 2, and that's a $62 coin. Again, the restoration on this, see the haziness down underneath there. There's still a little bit of haziness on it. And I know that I can clean them better with my method. That looks really nice right there. I sent this one in as a test because I found a bunch of them in this condition. I was hoping that they would come back as Cameo or deep Cameo, and I thought this particular one would be a 68. If you've watched a lot of my videos, you know I'm not a fan of PCGS anymore. Once upon a time I was. So you can see my grievances. I'll put a link in the upper right to some of them. Hey, is that a rotated die? That sure looks like a rotated die to me. Hold on a second. I didn't pay for variety on this either, but I don't think they would have given me a rotated die designation either. But it sure looks like one. Huh. Maybe I should resubmit that to anacs, but it's not really worth much anyway. Here, I probably thought this was a Cameo as well, and full disclosure, I don't think I've had one that I thought was a Cameo come back as a Cameo yet, but I only send in like really older stuff where the Cameos are harder to find. But anyway, you can see there's a lot of speckling here, and again, my restoration method would have got that off. Still some speckling over here. I was thinking, probably thought this was a Cameo, possibly thought it was a better grade, but again, I wouldn't have sent it in had I known, had I been sure or whatever. My problem with a lot of this stuff is, you're hoping it's that grade and you're comparing it to the pictures online, and I'm not very good at grading this newer stuff, honestly, like when I say newer, being 1900s, mid to late 1900s. So for me, it was a gamble, but had it been, one grade higher or a cameo, then it would have been worth it. But it just coming back what they come back, just not worth it, really. At any rate, this is worth $15, a whopping $15. So yeah, look how nice it looks sitting right there, other than the speckling. Pennies are hard, even harder for me to figure the cameo, because you don't have a big broad surface, and it's hard for me to see the contrast between like the memorial and the obverse. To me, I think the obverse should be cameo. Maybe I didn't get it because the reverse doesn't look really contrasting, so that's probably why I didn't get it on this one. At any rate, as far as the restoration goes, again, not too satisfied with it. Still got a lot of hazing there, or bubbles, specks, whatever you want to call it. My restoration would have done better. I sent this one in because I was hoping it would get the cameo, even though I was skeptical of it. It also had the FS 101, which is a doubling in God We Trust, and I thought it would be a PR 68. So it's a 1964. Came back PR 67. The grades, I'm not really upset about the grades. I mean, obviously it would be nice to get a little bit more, but that looks like it's slightly might be rotated just itty bitty bit, not worth doing anything about. But yeah, 1964, PR 67. Looking at the restoration, I think that's just stuff there. No, there is something still on the coin inside there. This one looks pretty good. I'm not gonna really complain about this one. I don't know. Okay, I was looking for, okay, I thought it was a DDO. Okay, yes, now I'm remembering. This does have a lot of splitting in We Trust. There's splitting to the sides of all this. It is some kind of a DDO, but PCGS does not. And when I say DDO, I mean double die obverse for people who don't know. It has something going on, and I'm pretty sure it's the main DDO. I can't remember what it is. Probably FS 101 or something like that. And I just looked through the scope. It has it, but something with PCGS, and this is another complaint I have with PCGS, is basically it can have the doubling, but the strike isn't strong enough, so it doesn't really stand out enough for them to give you the variety, which I think is bullcrap. You can see that it's got the DDO, and I didn't fight with them on this order. By this time, I was just done with them. I was happy to get my coins back after 6 months of waiting. I just said, screw it, I'm just taking it. I don't think I even looked at it that close. I opened it up, I looked at the cleaning, wasn't really impressed, and I put it in a corner and thought I'll do a video on it later. And so here I am, a year after submitting them, doing the video. But it is just, basically, they've told me this on other coins when I complained about it. They said it doesn't stand out enough. That wasn't what they said, but that's basically what they were saying. It wasn't prominent enough or something like that. Even though it has it. I mean, they're telling me it has it, but it doesn't look good enough for them to designate it. I think that's a bunch of crap. If it's got it, put it on the label, guys. This just leads more to my belief that they try to keep their populations as low as possible so that they can keep the prices as high as they can on them. I mean, there's different ways of looking at it. You can say, oh, well, they're much more strict. And yes, they are much more strict, but they're not labeling things that are in fact varieties. for whatever reason. What's the reasoning behind it? It's not strong enough. I don't know. Whatever. I'm not a professional. I know. Go ahead and leave a comment below, but I think that's BS. If it's got it, even if it's not the strongest strike, freaking put it on the label. Don't keep me out of your little rich man's club. And I've got nothing against rich people. I'm probably considered one myself, but at any rate, yeah, it didn't get the variety. So again, it was worthless for me to send it in, but nice cleaning on this one. I'll give them that. I don't recall what it looked like, but it probably wasn't as dirty as the others. Here we have a 61 quarter proof. I thought it would be a 66. I was hoping for a 66 plus, but what I really wanted was the double die obverse FS101. We got 4 more to get through here, guys. So here we go. 1961, 25 cent. Came back PR 66. Still has a milk spot right in front of his face. So I'm not too happy about that. It's just acetone. I've been told that acetone is what they use to clean these. And I've done my videos using acetone, MS70, and Ezest. Acetone will not remove milk spots. MS70 will remove milk spots. So they're clearly not using MS70. They're using acetone or something very, very, very mild to clean these. And I'm sorry, in my opinion, it's not worth sending them in, especially when there's other methods. However, what I would say is, and I would do this too, this is exactly something that I would do if it is a very valuable coin. I wouldn't risk it. For 10 bucks, I'll send it in, I'll get it restored, and hopefully get a better grade than expected on it, or at least make it look nicer. These coins were not extremely valuable, but I wanted to give PCGS a test and see how the restoration service was. And now that I've done it, I'm not happy with it. This is a $21 coin. And this also, again, I sent it in because it has a double die obverse. This one I will not blame PCGS for, because now that I have my scope, I looked at it closer. There is doubling to the bottom of all of it and to the bottom of In God We Trust. So I sent it in with a variety hoping that I would get the DDO, but it did not look, basically it must be some variety that they don't recognize, because the DDO that they have for it looks different. There's splitting of the serifs and whatnot. So this has doubling, but it is not the same type. There's lots of different types of varieties. However, I will say, I'm kind of wondering if maybe this could be a discovery coin, because my eye is tripled to the bottom, and I didn't find any. I went to Variety Vista and I was looking through their pictures. I did not find any of their pictures that look like this. Again, however, is it worth it to go through all that for a discovery coin? If it is a discovery coin, which it probably isn't. I'm batting 0 when it comes to anything I ever thought was discovery. However, I could send it into anacs and see if they can designate it, and if they don't, then maybe it is a discovery coin. It does have doubling. There's something there, just not what PCGS recognizes. So this one I was hoping was going to come back an MS65 and a proof-like, or if I was really lucky, a dimple. You can't really see it here in this video, but there's a lot of reflectivity there. I also thought it would be a VAM5, and that's what this is about. But yeah, the 65, looking back now, I realize probably wasn't going to get it because there's a mark on the cheek, but the rest of it was so nice, I was hoping it would kind of counter that and they'd give me a 65. Okay, Morgan's 1887. This one I did a variety for. I don't know what I was looking for. I think what happened was when I send in coins, this is before. I've done things different, but before, when I was sending a Morgan, I pretty much just paid for variety attribution because I realized there's just tons of varieties. However, I did not realize that they were not recognizing all the varieties they have listed on their app. So I've gone over that in other videos. You know, they have them all listed, but they don't recognize them all. So, you know, I'm not complaining that they didn't give me a variety. It's just, you know, it is what it is. I didn't know. That's on me, I guess. I still think they shouldn't list them on the app if they don't recognize them. It makes it confusing. But this one cleaned up. If I remember right, this was quite dirty. But again, you can see a hazing in the fields and actually over the whole coin. And I'm pretty sure if I cracked this puppy out and I gave it my treatment, I would probably make it look like a much nicer coin. At any rate, I got an MS64 on it, so that's not a bad grade, and it's a $125 coin. So this one was an 89S, and I was very skeptical that it may be a cleaned coin, but I was hoping it wasn't, and I was hoping it would come back an MS64. 2 to go, guys. 1889S. This is kind of funny. I just bought an 1889S for my album, a raw coin, and I could not figure out, because I knew I had it before, I didn't know where the heck it went. This has all been since I sent them in. So yeah, this came out of my album, and I just finally now realize, where did it go? But this was also when I was a lot more ignorant about cleaning, and obviously it is I feel dumb, I'll admit. Or maybe I'll give myself one leeway. If it was dirty enough, and again, I don't remember what it looked like originally, if it was dirty enough, I may not have seen these cleaning marks. But the 1889S only has about 700,000 on the mintage. So, you know, they're worth a bit more than your average. Semi-key date, or maybe it even is considered a key date. I don't know for sure, but it's a harder one to find. At any rate, I mean, I kind of wish I'd sent it to anacs, but I wasn't using anacs at the time. I am really curious what it would grade out as, even with the cleaning, because anacs will still grade it, you know, with the cleaning. But it looks really nice, other than the stupid cleaning marks. The back is just as bad. But it's a pretty nice coin, really nice strike on it. The cheek's really clean. I mean, no dents or dings. I mean, it just kills you to see that somebody cleaned this, because had it not been clean, this would have been a pretty high dollar coin. It would have at least gotten a 64, if not possibly a 65. I mean, there's really not hardly any marks. There's a little bit of markings right here. I mean, the cheek is super clean, no dings or dents, or it's just kills you. It kills me anyway. However, this is something I want to complain about. So they cleaned it, right? They restored it. I put in the notes that do not clean the coins if it does not improve the grade. On the others, I have no way of knowing. Maybe the grade would have been lower, and they're just saying, yeah, sure, whatever. You know, they don't pay it for a coin company. They don't really pay attention to what the hell you ask of them. And I honestly feel they're just blowing through stuff. You know, they probably didn't even read the note, but it said right on the thing, do not clean it if it does not improve the grade. I didn't want to waste my money. And obviously this one, I mean, it's an obviously clean coin. So why the heck did they clean it? They went forward and cleaned it anyway. And it is what it is. I mean, whatever. It's $10. It's not the end of the world, but it just pisses me off that it's just failure to follow simple instructions. That's basically what it is. And it just leads me to believe more that they're just money hungry, or they just don't care. You know, they're just whatever. I mean, there's a million possibilities, but I'm just not satisfied with PCGS at all. And it kills me that my registry is with them and that I have to keep that and pay a stupid membership fee every year. Basically, all I've done at this point is with my membership fee, I get 8 free submissions. And honestly, it's not free. You still have, like, if you want variety, you got to pay for all that stuff. And then the stupid membership fee is $300. And you get, wow, 8 whole submissions. You know, it's just stupid. I really don't like PCGS, but I like my registry. That's about the only thing I like. So they're still able to get money out of me, even though I can't stand them. At any rate, they say UNC detail, so it's a MS60 minimum. However, just to be fair, I gave you the price for an AU58 is $275. So imagine if this would have been a 64, not cleaned, would have been quite a bit. Well, crap on that one.
This is a 1952 Franklin proof, which I thought was going to be a PR66 and a cameo. This was my most anticipated coin.
And here is the one I was really the most excited about. And I got this back actually before all the others. I was just, this is right around the time that I was super pissed off at PCGS. So I actually resubmitted this to anacs to see if I would get the cameo, because that's what I wanted, because that's what makes this coin worth a whole lot of money. And basically, I remember I did think it would be a 66. So it's a 1952 Benji proof. I did think it would be a 66, but I was hoping it would be a cameo. And in cameo, I think that's worth $700. And I was, not really thinking it would be a deep cameo, but I was hoping. Beautiful on the obverse, so freaking nice. And then I did like the toning too, and I really wish they would have listened to me, because it didn't give me a better grade. I liked the toning it had, but I thought if I get it cleaned, it might improve, it might bump it up to a 67. And the reverse, I mean, it's nice. That's what killed it. That's why anacs wouldn't give me the either. And the good thing about anacs is they sent a note. They said, obverse is cameo, reverse is not. Just kills me. I mean, and honestly, I feel like after it got cleaned, it looks less cameo than it did before, especially the reverse. I mean, it's pretty obvious there that it's not cameo. But man, gosh, man, look at the face of this. This is such a pretty coin, and it was so much nicer with the toning on it. I shouldn't have done it. I regret it, but whatever. I just regret it. Anyway, as is, it's still a $325 coin. So that's nice. I just wish I would have left, if I'd known, I would have left the toning on it. To be honest, the toning probably could have caught me better money for it, because it was just a really freaking beautiful coin. All right, well, I will put a link up to the 2 videos at the end of this video. I'll put a link up to when I discovered this coin and to the submission. I believe I made a video of the submission for those. So in conclusion, I don't think it's worth it. Unless it's an extremely valuable coin that you want to look a little bit better. I would just, or maybe it's really dirty or something like that, and you're scared to do it yourself. I do have methods of how you can do it and not get it caught. However, I'm still waiting to see what happens with some of these coins. So stay tuned, subscribe, because when I get that conclusion back, I will definitely make a video of it. In the meantime, if you want to take a whack at it yourself, follow that link to my other cleaning videos, restoration videos. I love saying cleaning, but I'm supposed to say restoration because words, that's why. At any rate, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment. Just let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys on the next one.